Hello, hello, good people. Hello. Welcome back to another episode of Make America Think again with Shauna Vaughn. I hope everyone is doing well. Happy holidays to all. And thank you for liking, subscribing, commenting. I appreciate you all for being here and continue to share the videos and bring more folks over. All right, so we've had a lot of news this past week, and I want to touch on this Brown University case. So here's what we know about the Brown University case. So there was a mass shooting, yet another mass shooting in America. Surprise, surprise. Happened on the campus of Brown University this past week. What we know now is that the shooter is a former student. His name is Claudio Nieves Valente. He is now deceased. He's a former Brown student. He was in his 40s. His last address was in Miami, Florida. And also, he is being accused of being responsible for killing the MIT professor as well this past week. So, now, how he was caught is interesting, and the background information and the connection to the MIT professor is interesting as well. So apparently, he attended Brown University from 2000 to 2001. He officially withdrew from Brown University in 2003. So he didn't receive a degree from Brown, but he was a student there prior to becoming a student, because he was here on a student visa, and prior to that, from Portugal. Prior to that, from 1995 to 2000, he attended a master's program in Portugal with the deceased MIT professor. Yeah, interesting, right? Interesting. So on December 13th, he went on to Brown University's campus. He shot and killed two students, and then there were, I believe, others injured. But what I would like to point out in this moment is that he was able to go on that campus, which I know a lot of campuses are open, but go through that building, be on that campus. And how he was caught was from video from folks' ring cameras on people's homes in the neighborhood, from street cameras, because he was walking up and down the streets and pacing, and then also from the cameras that were in the not used car facility, where he rented the car, he rented a vehicle. That's how he was officially busted. Not because of the cameras, which according to the president of Brown University, they exist in the building. Yeah, she said that they exist. There are cameras that exist in the building. So ma'am, do they just not work? And why don't they work? And I will tell you this, because I've been on several different campuses. You all know, I'm a college professor, so from campus to campus. But I remember there was this one campus that I worked on. I was there for like 5 years. And we started having these incidences of cars being broken into, and people, they weren't being held by gunpoint, but like people's purses and backpacks getting snatched in the parking lot. And I was like, how is it happening? Because I can clearly see the cameras. Do y'all know, because of those incidences that occurred, that's how we found out none of the cameras on campus worked or were being monitored. There was no one in the camera room monitoring cameras. None of the cameras were working. So anything could have happened on that campus at any time, and they wouldn't have known shit, because they had all these cameras around that were not working. I suspect that might be the case on Brown University, their campus as well, because not one camera in that building caught this individual. Although the custodian talked about how they found him, raised eyebrows when they saw this individual walking through the halls. I guess because of maybe his age in comparison to the majority of the other students, or maybe how he was looking around or movements. There's also a person on Reddit. This is also how this individual got caught. A person on Reddit identified dude because they walked right by him and they said, it was interesting because it's freezing cold, and the little lightweight jacket that this guy had on, that's what first piqued their attention. And then they said he just kept walking back and forth and around the building and on campus. So they were like, let me keep an eye on this dude. They started following the dude, saw the vehicle that he was driving, got the plates, and then we find out dude changed the plates on the rental vehicle. So had different plates on it in front of Brown University. And then when he goes to take the car back, he has the Massachusetts place because he did rent the car in Massachusetts, I believe. Uh, I'm sorry. Yes, yes, rented the car in Massachusetts, but also rented a storage space in Salem, New Hampshire. And that is where his body was found, in Salem, New Hampshire. Apparently, he took his own life. There's still no motive that has been floated out there yet by law enforcement, FBI, etc. Um, but what I do know is the president of Brown University said that there are 1,200 cameras on this campus, but not one of these cameras on Brown University's campus picked up the assailant. And that's a problem. That is a problem. Ma'am, why or do the cameras work? Do the cameras work? So that's something that these students really need to be in an uproar about when the semester comes back around, they go back to school. Yeah, they caught the guy by using street cameras, ring cameras, and the cameras that were in the rental facility. He had switched plates. He was using European SIM cards in his phone to make sure the phone wouldn't ping the towers, and he wouldn't be detected that way. He got the storage facility space. He went and killed this MIT professor. Like, I don't know. I could come up with something. I could come up with concoct something in my head, but I don't want to do that because I don't want to put any conspiracy theories out here. But he went to college with this dude who appears to be, successful, made it to MIT and is teaching there and got the doctorate degree, whereas he didn't. He had to check out of Brown after a year. So I don't know. More information will come out. Maybe he wrote some things down, left some information. Apparently, doesn't look like he has a big social media footprint, but kudos to that Reddit follower who, talked to law enforcement and gave them this information, who followed this dude on campus. And kudos to that custodian that was in the building that said, he just doesn't quite fit the rest of the students here. And he reported, and, all these other folks that had working cameras, because otherwise this dude would still be on the loose because the FBI picked up the wrong person, put this person's information out there, and then had to release him. And I can't tell you how many times Cash Money Patel has fucked this up. This is not the first time that on his watch, the FBI has picked up the wrong person or put the wrong information out there. So you had all these people around Brown University feeling relaxed and getting comfortable, like, oh, I can just relax a little bit because there's no assailant, just around us and amongst us. And lo and behold, he still was. He still was, because the FBI put the wrong information out there. So kudos to the people who helped to solve this case, and hopefully we will get some more information in regards to motive pretty soon, because this is wild. This is wild. And also to everybody out there that is on a college campus, check with them, check with the administration and the powers that be, and ask them, hey, do these cameras work? Because we need to make sure if some shit goes down, we need to be able to see who the fuck is responsible? That's crazy. 1,200 cameras and they don't work? What?